Hello and welcome. If you are looking to build a powerful LinkedIn profile to get the attention you deserve, then this video is for you. In today's live stream, we have a lot to cover, including the 7 parts to a powerful LinkedIn profile. We're also going to take some time to do live LinkedIn profile reviews. And I'm also going to be answering your most pressing career questions. So if you are new to this channel, my name is Heather Austin. I am the founder of ProfessorAustin.com and a fabulous group on Facebook called The Career Club. If you can hear audio okay and video is coming through for you, give this video a big, huge thumbs up and let me know, where are you joining us from today? Where are you joining us from in the world? I know that we have a lot of individuals already in the chat. So I'm going to take a second to say hi to all of you guys. Remember, give me a big thumbs up if audio is coming through okay, and let me know in the chat, where are you coming to us from today? Again, we have a lot to cover. We are going to be talking all about how to build a solid LinkedIn profile so that you can get the attention you deserve. Now, before I jump into the content that we're going to share with you, I want to say hi to a couple of people in the chat. Looks like Ben is here from Australia. Hello, Ben. Juan is here from Spain. Chris is here from the UK. Fantastic. Stephen from Florida. Hello, Stephen. Layla or Leela is here. Hello, welcome. Looks like we have so many fantastic people here. We have Austin, Texas in the house. We have another UK. We have Chicago. Hello, everyone. So glad. Boston, Massachusetts. Fantastic. I'm going to be traveling there in about a month. My brother actually lives there. Oklahoma City, Malaysia. Fantastic. Hello, Dr. SB Goyle. So glad to have you guys here. We have a jam-packed live event planned for you today. My team is here in the chat helping me manage questions that come through and comments that come through. So remember, if at any time during this live training you have questions about LinkedIn, feel free to pop your question into the chat, and we will have time during this live stream to answer questions and to make sure that you build a solid LinkedIn profile. So a couple days ago, I put out an email and I said, hey, if you want me to review your LinkedIn profile live on my YouTube channel, give me your URL. And I had hundreds of submissions, and I wish I had time to review all of the LinkedIn profiles because they were so good. And there was something that every single profile that was submitted that I wanted to share even more information with. So I decided that I have a special offer for you guys after this, after we go through all the LinkedIn profile reviews. So stay until the end to get that special offer. I was just overwhelmed by how many profiles you guys sent me through email, and I really wanted to be able to review all of them. Of course, we don't have time to review that many in one live stream here. So stay tuned. If your profile did not get selected, stay tuned because I have a special offer for you that I created just for you guys. I've never shared this anywhere. It's just for you here watching this live stream. So as you know, if you've ever joined me on a live stream before, I am a huge visual learner. So I love slides. So I have some slides that I'm going to share with you guys today. And feel free to say hello in the chat if you're just joining us, or if you're listening to the replay, make sure you say hello in the comments below the video. Let us know where you are joining us from. And again, at any time, if you have questions, please feel free to pop your question in so that we can get it answered during this live stream. So let's jump in. Today, we are going to learn how to build a strong LinkedIn profile. So let me know in the chat, give me a yes if you've ever been frustrated with LinkedIn. If you've ever opened up the platform, maybe you have an app on your phone, or maybe it's just on your desktop, and you thought, okay, I'm going to start networking with people and I'm going to start building out my profile so it looks really good. Let me know yes in the comments or in the chat if you've ever struggled with this platform. Now, there's so much to cover when it comes to LinkedIn. And to tell you the truth, when I first started using LinkedIn, I was overwhelmed as well. I was overwhelmed. I was frustrated. I didn't know, how do I write my summary? What do I even write for my headline? How do I even write my work experience section? What else can I add? If I have a language, how do I add that to the platform? So I was really overwhelmed, as I'm sure some of you are. It looks like KB says yes, Peter, yes, Raluca, yes, Steve Gee. Hello, Steve. We haven't seen you in the chat for a couple of weeks. How are you? Steve says yes, Peter says yes, Sergi, yes, a lot of yeses. Yes. Okay. That's why we are here today, right? So let's jump in to really what LinkedIn is and how can you build out a powerful platform. So the most recent statistics is that LinkedIn now has almost 600 million users. So we're looking at 600 million users from across the globe that are using this platform, and 2 new users are joining LinkedIn every second. The other thing about LinkedIn is that 98% of recruiters use LinkedIn to find talent. And not only that, 85% of hiring managers use LinkedIn to find talent. So if you have a poor LinkedIn profile and a recruiter or a hiring manager goes to look at your profile and there's something just not right about it, most likely they're going to pass you up and they're going to move on to another candidate that might have a better looking profile. So what we're going to do now, and if you have a favorite pencil, your favorite notebook, unless you're driving, don't do this. Take some notes because I am going to share with you the 7 parts to a powerful LinkedIn profile, and then we're going to jump into some profile critiques. So I'm going to actually use my profile as a demonstration as we are going through this so that you can kind of see what I mean when I share these 7 parts. So the very first part to a successful LinkedIn profile is your profile photo, or sometimes what we would call your headshot. So let me show you really quickly on my LinkedIn profile. Notice that I'm facing the front of the camera. I'm facing the camera. I'm smiling. I have a neutral background, and I'm wearing a black shirt. That's fine. What you want to make sure you do with your profile photo is make sure the appearance is clean and professional. You don't want to have a picture of a selfie that you took, okay? Have a nice professional photo. If you can't go out to, like a photo studio and have them do a headshot, which is where my photo is, just use your phone. And if you've heard me say this before, use the backside camera. That's a lot better than the front side camera to take your picture, and have a friend do it. You can even stand against a solid wall. You can just wear something like neutral in color, nothing crazy. Now, unless you're like in the like an artistic field, then you're okay to have a splash of color, but just keep your profile professional. And I want to add this: upload a photo. I have so many people that connect with me every day, and I want to say probably 20 or 30% of those people don't even have a photo uploaded. So at least get one uploaded as soon as you can. Now let's look at part 2 to a professional LinkedIn profile is your headline. So I have a couple of tips to share with you when it comes to your headline. When it comes to your headline, you want it to be industry specific. So what I mean by that is use keywords or keyword phrases that someone is using in your industry to potentially search for you. Now, what I've decided to do on my headline, I'm not a job seeker right now, so my headline might look a little bit different than your headline. What I've decided to do is just say what it is that I do. I'm a career and business strategy coach and then I'm listing my business name. Now, if you are a job seeker, you want to use keywords or keyword phrases. So let me give you an example. Let's say I'm a graphic designer. I could say graphic designer specializing in logo design. Or I could say web designer specializing in whatever. So make sure you are using keywords specific to your industry. The other thing I want to mention here when it comes to the headline, and this is super important, when it comes to your headline, you never want to say something like seeking new opportunities. Because what does this tell me if I'm a recruiter or I'm a hiring official, or if I'm looking for someone that does what you do? This tells me that you're unemployed. What we want to focus on are your skills and those things that you do well. We want to put that into your headline rather than saying seeking new opportunities. Never include that in your headline. Okay, part 3 is your summary. Now, here's the funny thing. LinkedIn, and if you are a regular user of LinkedIn, you'll notice that they recently switched their platform just a little bit, which they do a lot. They switch things up all the time. But notice the summary section, they now have it broken up into what they call the About section. Now, it is technically still a summary, because if I go in and I edit my, and I just clicked on that pencil icon, I edit my summary, it's still technically a summary, but what LinkedIn just recently changed is they're now putting it in an About section, and they've separated that out so that you can upload media, which you could have done before, but they make it just a little bit easier. So they're separating your summary now from your headshot and the top part of your profile. So a couple of key things when it comes to your summary section, and I'm just going to click on mine so that you guys can read through this a little bit. When it comes to your summary section, you want to make sure, again, that you are using keywords and keyword phrases. Okay, again, this is what is someone searching for online. If they need your assistance and they want to hire you, or they want to interview you, what are they searching for? Those keywords and those keyword phrases need to be included in your About or your summary section. Now, here's the other thing that I like to do. Keep your paragraphs short. This will implement really good white space. Okay, so keep them short. You don't want really long run-on paragraphs. The other thing you want to do is you want to incorporate headers and bullet points. So LinkedIn doesn't give you a really nice way to use bullet points. In fact, let me grab a link for you really quick. And I didn't share this link with my team, so I'm going to pop it into the chat with you really quick here. This is a fantastic resource, and what this resource is it gives you bullet points that you can use inside your LinkedIn profile. Let me try that one more time. Okay, anyway, so what this does is this gives you bullet points that you can use in your LinkedIn summary, and you can, to kind of separate the content. Now, I wouldn't go super crazy with these bullet points, and the reason why is that if you do, it kind of jars up your profile. So it makes it so that the user can't easily read through the content, and it's almost distracting. It's almost like using too many emojis in one sentence, right? Or too many emojis in one message. So you don't want to use too many. If you look at how I have structured my profile, you'll notice that I just have a few bullet points that I've just listed off to the side here. So again, use bullet points to separate the data. When I talk about headings, what I mean by headings is all I've done here to create a heading is I've capitalized a sentence. That's all I've done. So bullet points and headings really break up the space. The next thing I want to add that's super important for your summary section is you want to make sure you include an expertise section. Okay, you can call this specialties, expertise, whatever you want to call it. Make sure you have that section on inside your profile, and make sure you are listing keywords and keyword phrases again inside that section. That's what others will find you by, or when they look at your profile and they say, oh, you do personal brand development, you do online business creation, LinkedIn profile optimization. All these things people will be able to see in your summary. Now, the other thing I want to add, if you wanted to, you could add media. Now, I'm going to get more to this because the profiles that I've selected today to critique, some of them have media and some of them don't. So I want to show you, from a general LinkedIn user perspective, how you can use the media section in your LinkedIn profile. So we will get to that in just a second here. Okay, anything else? I think we're good let me just make sure. I'm going to check my notes. LinkedIn does allow you to use 2,000 characters in your summary. Now, I'm not telling you to go all in and write a novel and share your 2,000 characters, because it might be a little bit too much. Use as many characters as you need without going overboard, okay, inside your summary. Now, another thing you can do here is you can always include an email address at the end of the summary so that someone can easily reach you. Okay, fantastic. You guys are all doing amazing. Thank you for all the comments and the questions. We will jump in and do questions in just a minute here. Now, the next thing to your LinkedIn profile is you want to make sure that you are listing your experience. Now, a quick tip when it comes to experience, you never want to go to your resume, okay, and copy the resume and paste it into your profile. That's a huge no-no. What I actually like to do instead for the work experience section is I like to personalize it a little bit. And the reason why I personalize it is because my resume is so formal, right? It's so formal. And if someone's going to look at my formal document, I want to be able to give them a little bit of character, a little bit of personality. And LinkedIn is such a fantastic place to do this because it's something that you can change easily at any time. So if, let's say, something's working for you or not working for you, you can quickly jump onto the platform and change it. So again, let me show you my work experience section here on LinkedIn so you can kind of see what I'm talking about. I'm using the exact same guidelines as for my summary. I'm keeping my paragraph short, and notice I'm not using bullet points. I'm not using bullet points here. Now, this might be contrary to what you've read or some other things that you have seen out there online, but I'm not a big fan of bullet points in the work experience section on LinkedIn. Okay, on your resume, yes, you need to have it there. But on LinkedIn, I like to keep things personal, and I like to read. I want it to read more as in a story or a book format. So I don't use bullet points. Now, you might find some experts out there that do, but I don't. I don't prefer it. I don't think that it shows your character and your personality. So again, what you'll notice here is I'm using just a couple paragraphs to explain what it is that I do. Now, you could take what you have on your resume and make it more interesting. Turn it into like a 1 or a 2 paragraph statement and put that into your work experience section. We never want to copy and paste from our resume. Okay, let's jump into step 5 here, which is your education and your training. So when it comes to your education and your training, this is the perfect place for you to really stand out from others. And if you have a degree or you're majoring in something that relates specifically to your industry, you want to make sure you include that in your education and your training. So again, let me jump down to my profile so you can get a good look at that. So notice here, all I've done is I'm listing this school. It was the School of Business. And of course, every school of business has some founder or some, so I've actually gone into detail on that a little bit more. I've listed the degree and the degree type. And then I also have my years listed. So you can see I graduated from graduate school in 2004. So if you choose, you can list dates. You don't have to list your dates if you don't want to. This does make it really nice for people to be able to find you online when they want to see who else went to my school when I was there that I can network with. And that's a big thing that people are doing right now on LinkedIn. Okay, fantastic. Let's move in, and we have some really fantastic profiles to review here. Skills and endorsements. Okay, skills and endorsements are one of those things that get a little bit complicated when it comes to LinkedIn, because you don't always know what skills should I list on my profile. Well, here's a couple key things. List the skills you want to be known for, or list the skills that you want others to find you by, okay? And LinkedIn does a really interesting thing. They let you list your top 3 skills. And what happens with your top 3 skills is they will list, let me pop down to mine, and I actually just revised mine. They will let you list the top 3 to show up on your profile. Now, you could always click on add a new skill to add new skills, or you can just click on the edit icon, and that will allow you to move things around how you choose. Now, you have up to 50 skills, so you can add 50 skills to your profile, and I would recommend adding all 50. What happens when you do that, though, is it starts watering down the most important skills that you have. So always make sure that the top 3 skills are the ones that you want others to be able to endorse you for. Because what happens is if someone wants to endorse you, they can come to your profile and see the top skills that you've listed, and they can endorse you for those skills. Okay, last but not least, let's jump over to recommendations. So recommendations are one of those things. These are a little bit trickier too, because a lot of times you have to reach out to individuals to ask them to recommend you. And what I mean by recommending you is just to say, hey, this person did such and such really well, or this person worked on my team and I really enjoyed these qualities about this person. So recommendations are something you want to start accumulating over time. And if you feel like for some reason, oh, hey, I'm not getting the recommendations that I really want, what you can do is you can go to a person and you can request them to write a recommendation for you. Now, before you do that though, one thing I would recommend is you write a recommendation for them. So if you can write a recommendation for them, most likely they will return the favor and they will write a recommendation for you. Okay, I'm gonna take a quick drink. I got this cute mug from one of my students. It says, teachers are stupendous. So cute. Okay, let's jump into these profile reviews. Now, I'm going to put this out there before I start reviewing these profiles. We received hundreds of requests from people from all over the world to review their profile, and we went through and we only had time to do a handful. So we selected a handful of individuals that we thought their profiles and the tips and the suggestions that I'm going to provide would really help kind of like the mass market. So kind of to help everyone. Now, because we received so many, I thought, okay, and I talked with my team and I said, we need to do something special for these people all these people that submitted their profiles that were not able to review them. So I have something special I want to share with you. I actually have an online course called World Class Career Academy. Now that course is not open for enrollment right now, but what we decided to do is we decided to break out a portion of that course that's specifically dedicated to LinkedIn. It's called LinkedIn Profile Perfection. So we've taken a part of that course out and we've created a whole entire brand new course just for you guys if you want to learn more. Now, granted, you're getting a value of information here today, but if you want to take it one step further, LinkedIn Profile Perfection is something you probably want to consider. My team will pop into the chat a link to that. And what I want to do is let me show you just really quickly what LinkedIn Profile Perfection looks like so that you kind of have an idea of what it is. And then we will jump into the profile critiques. So LinkedIn Profile Perfection actually is an entire course dedicated to helping you learn how to use LinkedIn. So I go into detail. Notice we just covered the 7 parts to a powerful LinkedIn profile. I go into detail in this course on all of these. You'll notice that there's like a 10-minute video dedicated just to these specific sections to help you really build out your profile. Now, the other thing that we have inside LinkedIn Profile Perfection is all of your other important LinkedIn sections, licenses and certificates. How do you put that in your profile? How do you put volunteer experience in? How do you put accomplishments in? What about your interests? How do you list interests? The other thing too is we have finding new opportunities on LinkedIn. So we talk a lot about how to find and apply for jobs. That sometimes gets confusing, right? Because the LinkedIn platform is so powerful. We also talk about how to find and connect with people. So let's say that you want to start networking with individuals, and the further along in your career that you are, your network becomes so much more important. So Again, we talk about that inside the course. And then we also talk about LinkedIn's feature, the career interests section. So this is where you tell recruiters that you are open for new opportunities, and you can give them a little special note. Module 4 inside this course is making LinkedIn more user friendly. Now, if you're listening to this, let me know. Do you want to have LinkedIn more user friendly? Give me a yes in the chat if you want LinkedIn to be more friendly of a platform. Now, I do think that it's getting better as time goes on, but they're only adding to the plethora of the information available that we can list on our profile. So again, Module 4 is dedicated just to helping you make your LinkedIn experience easier. We talk about how to customize your URL. In fact, I have some of the profiles here today that I'm going to recommend that too. We talk about your background photo. We'll also be talking more about that today. Managing your account settings. And one of the most important, this is one thing that I get questions on a lot, is some people they don't want to put themselves out there on LinkedIn. They just don't want their information to be seen. And so they say, Heather, I want to start applying for jobs, but I just don't want to put all my stuff out there. So I talk a lot about how to keep your data secure so that when you do apply, you're not feeling like you're laying it out all on the table, right? And then, of course, we talk about how to use the news feed. Yes, we got a lot of yeses in here for you want LinkedIn to be more user friendly. I completely agree with you. Okay, so that's a special offer just for you guys here today. We've never listed this to anyone, anywhere, at any time. This is the very first time we are bringing it out to the public, only because we had so many requests to do a LinkedIn profile review. So that's there for you. Let's jump into these critiques. So this very first individual, and I'm not sure if she is here, Stephanie, hello if you're here. Let me go ahead and jump on to her profile. So this is one of my favorite things and I always learn the best when I see other people's work and I have an expert saying what improvements or what changes could be made. I always learn the best, and that's why I wanted to do this for you guys, because I think there's so much learning involved in this method of a live stream. Okay, so Stephanie's one of the individuals that we selected. Stephanie, hello. One of the things I just want to mention, Stephanie has some fantastic things going on in her profile. Her about section is well done. She's got a good number of followers, so we can see that she's using the platform regularly in that way. She's listed some work experience, so on and so forth. But I'm going to just go from the top here. Now, Stephanie, one thing I'd recommend here is I would actually recommend a cleaner, clearer picture. Now, even though this picture is beautiful and you look fantastic, I want to see your face more. So you're almost blending in with the background. So my recommendation, Stephanie, is to again, I mentioned this earlier, get your iPhone even. Have a friend, take a picture, face a window if you can, have the light coming in on you, just so that we can see your face and show your teeth. I'm a big proponent of smiling. So again, show your teeth in this photo, and just so that we can see you a little bit better. Now, another recommendation, Stephanie, if you wanted to spice things up, you could add a background photo. I wouldn't do anything crazy. If you take a look at my background photo here, let me scroll to the top so you can see it. It's just something simple. It's nothing extreme. So again, if you do decide to add a background photo, keep it very simple. Okay, so Stephanie has a really fantastic start to her headline, Global Engineering Validation Leader. I like that, Stephanie. What I want to encourage you to do is think about, if a hiring official is going to find you on LinkedIn, are they going to be searching Global Engineering Validation Leader? Is that what they're going to be searching for? If that's what they're going to be searching for, then that's fantastic. I think you're great and golden there. But if you need to adjust it a little bit so that you are being found in search, then go ahead and do that. Now, Stephanie's taking it one step further and saying results-driven leader, helping engineering and validation teams work effectively. So I really like that, Stephanie. I don't know if you need, and I'm like a sucker for detail, guys. So you'll notice as I'm going through things, I notice little tiny details. I wouldn't include a period at the end. I don't think you need that because it's not a sentence, it's a headline, okay? Now the about section, fantastic use of, I love this, Stephanie, fantastic use of paragraphs. She has professional highlights. You could even consider capitalizing that if you want, just see what it looks like if you put that in there. Also, I did share that link with my team. Maybe my team can pop that in. For some reason, when I was trying to share the link to those symbols that you could use, it wouldn't pop through. So my team has access to that. What I would recommend doing is using a symbol from that list, because this is just one from your keyboard. If you look at my profile, notice I'm using a nice little arrow, well, a triangle. Okay, so I would recommend just changing the bullet point there. I love that you have competencies again, guys. That's the specialties, expertise section that I was talking about. She's done a fantastic job with that. Now, let me just make one more point. I'm looking at this profile as not Stephanie, but as someone that's just viewing her profile. Notice what I'm able to see. I'm able to see Stephanie's activity, which is her followers, and I'm able to see what she's commenting on and what she's liking and sharing in the newsfeed. So one tip here, if there's something in the newsfeed that you're commenting on or sharing on that maybe an employer might not think is awesome, don't and you want to still stay true to yourself. I'm not saying, to bypass who you are as a person, and LinkedIn is pretty safe. It's not populated with a bunch of junk. So, but for the most part, if it's something controversial that maybe, a recruiter might say, oh, well, this person just posted this, or that, like, they can see all of your activity. So just make sure that you, everything that you're posting on or commenting, that it's legit, that it's something that you would be okay with an employer looking at. Okay, perfect. So here's what Stephanie's done on her work experience section. So she has 2 positions here, and notice how she's listed the 2 separate positions, which is perfect. I think that's great. And then what she's doing is she is going in and giving more detail. And Stephanie, awesome job giving the information here in paragraph form. My recommendation, though, Stephanie, would be to shorten this up a little bit. Think of it as that 6-second rule. Well, they're going to look at your resume for 6 seconds. You might have their attention a little bit longer on LinkedIn, but what are the core values, or what are the things that you want them to notice in your profile, like, really quickly? So condense these paragraphs just a little bit. I do like that you also have added that competency section inside your profile here, and I do like that you're not using bullet points, but I think we just need to streamline it just a little bit more. Just so that they can quickly read, because that's a lot of content for them to skim through. Fantastic. Next position, the same thing. We have a couple different positions that you had there. I think that's good. One more role. Okay, so you have 3 roles. That's perfect. I like how you've broken that down and how you've written. Again, notice I have to click on see more. Oh, okay. So Stephanie, top part of your profile is looking fantastic. Bottom part, we need to clean that up just a tiny bit. We love to see the detail, and we love to see all the things that you've done. But again, look at this from a recruiter's perspective. They need to just know the most important things quickly. Okay, we just want to clean it up just a little bit. So again, I would just say under each position, 1 paragraph with 2 sentences. Do you think you can get to 1 paragraph with 2 sentences? That's kind of what we're looking for here. Again, same thing with the other positions. Okay, fantastic. So what I do like that you've done here is you have your degrees listed. I do like that you're giving us some detail about the degree. Again, I want to see maybe like 1 sentence here, so try and shorten that up. Another idea here, Stephanie, for you would be to, if you are going to be listing some information under your University of Wisconsin-Madison, excuse me, that's not letting me highlight that. Whoops, I don't want to go to the school. If you are listing information under that, let me scroll back down here. You could make it parallel, the other schools parallel, meaning do that same thing under each of those schools so that it's just, it flows a little bit more natural. And then you have one more. Yeah, I think that's okay. And if you wanted to, you could remove the dates. This one I don't think is bad because it's very recent. You have some more recent, but if it's, stuff from a while ago, you could consider removing your dates. Licenses, love it. If you guys didn't know, LinkedIn offers certain licenses and certificates. Some recruiters find these very valuable. Some could care less. But if you can, credentialing yourself through LinkedIn is a really great way to go, because it just shows that you took a course or you learned something or you did something. Okay. Volunteer experience, team mom. Okay, Stephanie, what I want to add here, and this is for anyone else that has little league experience, they've helped their child do something here or there. One thing I'd recommend is give us some more detail. So you've said organized team activities, kept official score, and managed games. Give us an accomplishment here. What were some of the major accomplishments that you had while you were there? So that's the only thing I would recommend, is get a little bit more granular with that work experience. Skills and endorsements look great. Again, Stephanie, make sure these are the skills and endorsements that you want to be known for, okay? And that you want others to be continually endorsing you for. Accomplishments, you got some of those in there. Most people don't have that, so I think that's fantastic. Courses, make sure again that these accomplishments relate specifically to the position that you're applying for or to the industry. Okay, if they don't really have anything to do with what it is you're going for, you don't need to include everything, because we could all list 100,000 million accomplishments, right? But just include what relates specifically to the job. And then notice your interest section. So this applies to everyone. Employers can see what you're interested in. So again, make sure this is kind of like your online resume, but a little bit more in detail. Make sure you are listing only those things that you would want your employers to take note of and be fascinated by. Follow the companies that you also want to work for, because they will also show up in your interest section, and they can say, oh, this person really is interested in working for this company. Wow. Okay, that was awesome. So that's Stephanie. I have a few more to go through. I want to let me know in the comments, is this valuable for you guys? So give me a big yes if this is valuable. Let me know in the comments, is this valuable for you? And yes, Philippa, it is overwhelming. LinkedIn is one of those tools that you could talk about for hours and hours and hours. So that's why we're kind of doing a quick and dirty rundown of just to get you guys started. So let me know in the comments, is this useful for you? And while you're typing yes, because I'm sure that you are going to be typing that, again, remember this is just a special offer just for you guys that are here with me today, listening to this as a recording. Again, I've never offered this to anyone anywhere else. We had such an overwhelm of individuals that wanted me to review their LinkedIn profile, and we wanted to do something special for you guys because I couldn't get to all of them. So again, if you haven't seen this yet, let me jump back to my LinkedIn profile perfection. My team is popping a link in the chat for you. This program is specifically designed to help you build a powerful profile. Now, the great thing to this is it's self-paced. So you can watch a video today, watch another video tomorrow, watch it. And this is content that I don't have out there on my channel. It's not out there online for anyone to just consume. This is all specifically just inside of this platform. So all the content, all the videos, all self-paced. It's really going to help you break down the information that I'm sharing today and digest it, right? And be able to go and work at your own pace and apply this to your own profile. Okay, so yes, we got a lot of yeses. Hello, Valerie. Hello, KC says yes. Larry says yes. Zuha says yes. I'm so glad to hear. Sergi says yes, so powerful. Ben, hello, Ben. Yes, taking notes. Fantastic. Edwin, this is an eye-opener. Is there a book that you recommend? I don't necessarily have a book. I'll think about that one. But what I do recommend, Ben, is Edwin and Ben, I do recommend LinkedIn Profile Perfection. It's sort of like a book, but it's in video format because I'm a visual learner, and that's how I teach, basically, is through visuals and videos. Okay, let's go ahead, and this is another one. And I want to say that this profile, Deana is how you pronounce her name. So Deana sent her profile in, and I thought, oh my goodness, this is such a perfect profile to review. I think there's a lot of things that that all of you out. Hello, Deana. Am I pronouncing your name right? I hope I am. She's here in the chat. So everyone say hi to Deana in the chat. She's here, and we are going to give her a good solid LinkedIn profile review. Okay, so when it comes to the profile, this is number one, hands down. The first thing you need to do, Deana, is you need to customize your LinkedIn URL. So I just highlighted the URL bar. Notice that it has Deana hang hyphen, and then a whole string of like numbers and letters. We need to get that customized as soon as possible because we don't want to be sharing your profile with people and it's a big, huge, long number. So anyone else that has that, you need to make sure you customize your profile. Let me show you really quickly. Let me jump to my profile here. So that you can see this. And I'm going to take my screen off just for a second because it's hiding behind where the profile is. So you'll notice if I go to, let me click on the me icon, and you'll actually just pop over here to edit your profile. So you have your settings and your privacy, and this will allow you to go in and give your LinkedIn URL an actual customization. So if you notice, my profile is Heather-Austin. Okay, so anytime you have a profile, you always want that to be custom. Okay, and you'll find your name, you'll find like some variation of your name, like a first and a last name. Maybe you have to use your middle initial. Maybe it could even be Deana -1 or whatever that might be. Okay, let's go through and let's talk a little bit about the profile photo. So again, I'm gonna recommend this exact same thing that I said to Stephanie. We can't see your beautiful face. So again, I want you to be closer to the camera. Have a friend take a photo of you if you need to, so that you are actually being seen on the camera. Okay, you're way too far away, and the background is a little bit distracting. Remember, this profile is about you, and we want to be able to see you and your beautiful face. So again, make sure that you get close to the camera and we can see your smiley face and neutral clothing, neutral background. Unless you're in the art industry, then you can get a little bit more interesting with your selections there. Okay, first thing, business analyst, management consultant, customer experience. Okay, there are some really good keywords in here, Deana, and I like that. I want to just make sure again, and I'm going to say this to every profile that I review, make sure again that this is, these are things that a hiring official are looking for. Are they going to type into the search bar business analyst? Are they going to type into the search bar management consulting? Are they going to type into the search bar customer experience? Those are the things you want in the headline of your profile. What are they searching for? Now, I would believe business analyst is one of them. Maybe even management consultant might be one of them. So again, think a little bit about that. Okay, let's look at your about section or your summary. So I love that you are making it personal. So again, you're saying, hi there, thanks for stopping by. This is who I am. I want to encourage you, Deana. I want it to still stay personal, but I want you to go a little bit more in detail. Give us a little bit more about you. Like for example, let me just pop to my profile really quick again. Notice that I say career and business strategy is my passion. I am a driven business owner dedicated to teaching such and such, right? Let's get a little bit more specific with what it is that you're passionate about, what it is that drives you, and how are you an expert in your industry, or why would someone want to reach out to you, basically? Why would a hiring official want to contact you over someone else? So I think you have a really good start here, but let's lengthen it just a little bit and add just a little bit more about you. I love that you have your specialties. That's perfect. Make sure, again, all these specialties that are listed are things hiring officials are really indeed searching for. Okay, activities, fantastic. It's showing us that you've shared something. So again, make sure anything that you are sharing or interacting with is something that you're okay that a potential employer knows about. Experience. Okay, this is a really good example of you've listed the experience section really well. I think that's great. But we need a little bit more detail here. So this doesn't tell me anything about your business analyst position. So we need to know, what are you doing as a business analyst? What's your greatest accomplishment in your current position? Or if it's a previous position, like this data analyst one, what were your most important accomplishments there? So again, get a little bit more granular in the detail. Okay, and see, you've gone into a little bit more detail here. The thing we want to be really careful of, Deana, is we don't want the bullet points. Well, okay, that's my personal preference, but I think it's worked well for me, and I think it's worked well for my clients and my students. Give us like a quick little paragraph about what it is that you've done, maybe your most important accomplishment. So again, let me jump over to my profile. I'm just going to share the first paragraph, and you guys can use my profile as a reference. Notice I say, as the founder and creator of ProfessorAustin.com, my mission is to provide award-winning career guidance. So what you could do for your profile is you could say, as, let's see, a teaching assistant and an organizing committee president at such and such, I did this, this, and this. So now we're making it more personal, and we don't want it to read like our resume. We never want to copy and paste from our resume. Even though we want them to mirror each other, we don't ever want to do a copy and a paste. So again, make sure that I know that you're still probably working on this, and that's why you reached out. Make sure that you have everything is parallel. So you have a paragraph under each position, rather than a paragraph under one position and no paragraph under another. Education, perfect. Volunteer experience is good. What I would like to see again here is I would like to see more of a paragraph of like, what is it that you've done, rather than these numbers and the bullet points, because even though I think that would read more like a resume, and we want to just get a little bit more detail in terms of what are some of those things that you did as a volunteer. And then again, I'm going to add keeping things parallel. If you list one paragraph on a volunteer experience and then another paragraph under another volunteer experience, make sure they are the same. Okay, so make sure you're listing paragraphs that look the same. We want the formatting. Keep in mind, we're looking at formatting too, right? Good. Okay, skills and endorsements. Again, Deana, make sure the Microsoft Office, PowerPoint, and Java, those are the things you want to be known for. Now, what I would recommend here is I would actually list more of your difficult skills, pop those up a little bit. Okay, so what I mean by pop those up is Java is a little bit harder than Microsoft Office, wouldn't you agree? So let's have that listed higher. And it's also probably harder than PowerPoint, right? So make sure these skills and endorsements that you are listing are what you want others to endorse you for. Okay, courses. You have some fantastic courses here. Languages, organizations, honors, terrific. And then interests, again, really good. So again, employers will actually see all of that. So fantastic, Deana. Let me know, you guys, was that helpful to see Deana's profile? Give me a big yes in the chat. Deana, it looks like you have some really good support here. So good to see all of you guys interacting in the chat. Also, Kevin, hello, Kevin, how are you? Just gave us a big super chat. Thank you so much for that, Kevin. We really appreciate that. Helps us keep this live stream session going. Good job. Okay, we have a couple more profiles. I know that I really wanted to be able to spend an hour with you guys today, so we're creeping to that hour. So I have a couple more profiles that I want to review. But again, let me just make note, if I didn't have the chance to review your profile. So again, we had hundreds of individuals submit their profile to be reviewed today. And for the profiles that are being reviewed, I know you're probably getting a lot out of it. I know those that are watching this are probably getting a lot out of it. But if you want even more, my team and I put together a special offer just for you guys. We've never done this for anyone, anywhere, only because we had such an interest in this live stream and the LinkedIn profile critique. LinkedIn Profile Perfection is an online program. I actually include it in my World Class Career Academy course that's not open for enrollment right now, but it will be coming up here in the next few months. We pulled this program out just for you guys so that you could go through and learn at your own pace, because I know this is a ton of information at once, and this will give you the ammunition that you need to really build a strong, solid profile and to learn the intricacies of LinkedIn. So make sure you take a look at that. Okay, let's jump over to, there was one more thing. Sorry, I just have to jump back to Deana's. Okay, her headline, her background photos. Okay. Let's jump over to Daniel. Hello, Daniel. I think I saw him in the chat. If not, I'm sure he'll listen to this as on the replay. Okay, so if any of you guys know me, you know that I have a soft spot for graphic designers because I taught them for so many years, and web designers and anyone in the design industry. So when Daniel sent his profile in, I thought, okay, I got to review this one, because if you are in the design or you're an artist of some sort or anything like that, this profile will really help you, because you're going to add a little bit more art to it. You're going to add a little bit more personality with images, color, because again, who's looking at your profile are other artists or other designers or other individuals that might want to hire you. So I really like Daniel's headshot. The other cool thing that he's done here is I like how he's customized his URL. Sorry, let me go back. I like how he's customized his URL for DPJR Designs. So he's not necessarily using his first and his last name. I think that's totally okay. He's focusing more on his side business, or maybe it is his full-time business, but that's okay to have that in there as well. I love the background photo. It's simple, a splash of color, nothing crazy. Really, really, really good. Now, here's one thing I would recommend that you do, Daniel, is if you are at a point where you are a senior graphic designer, which is fantastic, what do you specialize in? Okay, what are some things that you specialize in? So remember that example I gave before. I said graphic designer specializing in logo design. We want to get a little bit more specific here. So again, you would say senior graphic designer specializing in whatever that might be, okay? And maybe it's logo design and website design or something. You can list more than a couple specialties, but let's get a little bit more specific and make your headline a little bit more interesting. Okay, got a really good start to your about section, experienced senior graphic designer with hybrid understanding of such and such. I think that's fantastic. Let's go into a little bit more detail here, Daniel. What are you passionate about? What drives you? What are some of your greatest accomplishments as a designer? List that here. The other thing I want to push you to do, let me jump back to mine again, because it's just an easy profile to point you to. Give me an expertise section. Give me an expertise or a specialties or some sort of section that you can pack full with keywords of things that you do. Because again, the more that you have that in your profile, the easier someone will be able to find you. Got a really good start to your followers. Fantastic. Daniel, what I would recommend for you to build your followers and to build your connections, start connecting with other graphic designers in your area or in your industry or just in the country or in where you live. So for example, you could make connection requests and you could say, hey, so-and-so, I noticed that like me, you are also a graphic designer. Would you mind if we connect on LinkedIn? Whatever that message might be. So I would actually recommend doing that. Experience looks good. I love, first of all, Daniel, that you've included your work. So a lot of times, if you are a designer, this is really easy to do. You can include your work inside each work experience section. But Daniel, here's the other thing. You can also include it in your about section. So I would take some of your most popular pieces and include them as media in your about section. So again, let me jump to my profile. If I click on my edit icon, that's where you're going to jump. Notice you have a media section in there. You are going to pop your media section right there. Okay. And again, you guys can always listen to this as a playback. I know there's a lot of information here, but jump in. I like to listen to live streams while I'm cleaning the house or whatever it is that I'm doing. Okay. So listen to this later if you need to. Okay, Daniel, the other thing I'd recommend for you here is not to include bullet points, because the bullet points, what this is telling me is that you're copying and pasting directly from your resume, and we don't want that. Our resume is formal enough. Let's add a little bit more character and personality here by just including a couple of paragraphs of what it is that you do, and add some fun words to that, like I don't know. You'll have to kind of go through that. I do like that you are getting granular with your numbers and your details. Let's get more of that, but let's just put it into a fun paragraph about what it is that you do rather than copying and pasting directly from your resume. Same here. Love the examples of your work. Fantastic. Let's just switch all these to little short, quick paragraphs that someone can read fast. Because if they want to know all those little details, they're going to ask you for your resume, which is really what we want them to do. We want them to ask you for your resume. Because that opens up your line of communication with them. Okay, education looks good here. One thing I'd recommend, eliminate your high school. You could even potentially eliminate your associate's degree if you have a bachelor's degree already. You don't need to list anything below that unless it relates specifically to the job. So let's say you have a bachelor's degree, which you do in design and applied arts. Well, if your associate's degree also relates to the job you're applying for or to the client that you want that you're trying to get, you can list your associate's degree as well. But if it doesn't have anything to do with it, I would actually eliminate it and just have your Bachelor of Arts listed there, and no high school. You don't need to list your high school there. Volunteer experience looks good. Again, volunteer experience is such a fantastic way to stand out. Make sure it reads like a paragraph that someone's going to want to learn more about you. Skills and endorsements look good. Illustrator, web design, logo design, perfect. So you could also say senior graphic designer specializing in illustrations and logo design. Okay, that's something you could do there. Fantastic work with the recommendations. I love it. I love it. I love it. Interests, really good. So just a few minor changes for Daniel. I think that you're on the right path. Hopefully you guys are learning for this. Again, if you're still here with me live, give me a yes. I'm just making sure you're awake. Give me a yes that this is powerful for you. I know we're finishing up here. We have just a couple minutes. And we have a ton of questions, I'm sure, that have popped through. Let me just see. I know we're short on time. We're going to have to do this again, guys, because this was so fun. So many good questions came through. I'm going to just pop in. I want to just make sure we get a couple questions answered. And then remember, if you want even more of the LinkedIn experience and you want that powerful profile so that you get noticed by recruiters and hiring officials and hiring managers and potential clients, make sure you take a look at that link that my team gave you for LinkedIn profile perfection. This is something we've never provided before. This is the very first time, first day we've ever done this. So if you are interested in building out a profile that really is spectacular, go at your own pace. You can watch these videos when you want. Also, you do have lifetime access to this course. What that means is that when LinkedIn changes something and you say, oh my gosh, they changed this. What do I do with it? You can jump over to the course because I will be recording updated videos for this LinkedIn profile perfection course. So make sure you take a look at that. We got a lot of yeses in the comments. You guys are enjoying this, learning a lot. Daniel, you're here. Hello. I'm so glad that you made it. Hopefully that profile review helped you. I know we kind of went through it a little bit quick, but we're running short on time. Just so much information to cover. So I'm so glad you're here. Thanks for being here. Sergi says yes. Steve Benton says yes. Chris says yes. Great. Fantastic. Thanks, you guys. So many yeses in the chat. So great to have you guys here. Okay, I'm going to answer just a couple questions. Okay, someone says, hello, Heather. Please give tips for LinkedIn profile for a college student. Okay, let me make a deal with you. I will make a separate video just for you. In fact, I know we have a lot of freshers here. I am going to be making separate videos just for you guys on your resume and your LinkedIn profile. So I will keep you posted. If you are on my email list, you'll get notified right away, or make sure you subscribe to my channel. It's down below this video. You can also hit the bell notification. That will tell you when a new video is published or when I go live. So every week I'm either live or I publish a new video. So one or the other, I'll be here to help you with your most pressing career questions. Okay, I know a lot of questions came in. Let's see. Chris says, where do you find the vertical line thing? I'm not sure what you mean by the vertical line thing. Let me just see if I... Oh, you know what it probably is, Chris, that are on some people's profiles? It's probably just someone pressing like a key on the keyboard to make it repeat. I think my team popped into the chat earlier, the website that you can use to find symbols for your profile. See if there's something there that you might be able to use. Good question. Okay, awesome. Daniel, I'm going to answer your question because we just got done with your profile. And I think I might have said this. You said, on my school profile, I graduated in the 90s. So should I remove that? And should I keep my high school or remove that? Definitely remove high school. If your associate's degree was, let me just check really quick for you. If your associate's degree was, from the 90s, I would remove it unless it relates directly. You have to remember when it comes to dates, your bachelor's degree, you could remove the dates. When it comes to dates, what employers are looking for is they want to know what is your most relevant experience. So let's say I got a degree 20 years ago. That might not be as relevant as if I had just graduated, right? So I don't always have to include dates if it's not going to be the most relevant thing. Now, if it was 20 years ago, my degree, you need to make sure you have a heavy emphasis on your work experience, because hopefully the last 20 years since you graduated, you have been working and building out your accomplishments and really beefing up your work history, right? So that's what your main focus is going to be. Such a good question. You guys did amazing today. Thank you everyone for being here. Next week I will be on this channel with a video. Month of July, I might not be here live. We have some vacations planned with the kids and things like that. So I hope you guys can join me next time I'm live. If you have questions or if you're listening to this as the replay, place them in the comments. I will jump back after we finish this, and I will actually be answering questions in the comments section. So hopefully that will help you guys to solidify your LinkedIn profiles. And I will see you guys later, and you have a fantastic day. Thanks.